excited to welcome tonight our guest speaker, Mr. Lokesh Verma, Senior Manager at Cybersecurity HCL Technologies. Lokesh, how are you? Glad to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you, Raygan. Thank you so much for the kind introduction. Thank you so much.
Let's start, Lokesh. Can you please tell us more about yourself, about your role, and about the company?
Yeah, thank you so much, Raygan. So my role here is basically to take care of the cybersecurity operation, to making sure that everything runs smoothly, everything should be in compliance, the governance part should be at the track, and there is no lacunas in the process and policies. And from the cybersecurity fronts, I mean, no, the extra threat that we are seeing in our infrastructure. So when I talk about myself, I started in 2003 in the Indian military basically, and then from there on I served almost 15 years in armed forces, and then I got retired, and then I just joined corporate to start off my second inning in corporate, and I landed into cybersecurity only. And during this tenure I mainly worked in security operation, a lot of perform a lot of cyber operations, the incident response, security operation, threat intelligence hunting, the risk management and all. And here now I'm in my company as well, I'm the performing same duties and responsibilities.
Right. Well, thanks for sharing that. The topic of discussion for today is how to build a security aware culture in an organization. Now, different security professionals, different organizations, depending on the maturity level, define security culture and strategy differently. There is a popular saying that knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
So with that said, let's first understand, what does it mean to create a security aware culture, and why is it important?
Okay. So, Raygan, thank you for this question. I think this is very valid and very critical, question. The present era of the cybersecurity, or let's say any organization which has cybersecurity infrastructure therein. When we talk about cybersecurity culture, so culture means that whatever you do, you consider security in everything. You have to adopt. You have to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I have to do dedicatedly, and I have to do it security. Nothing should go wrong. If something happening wrongly, or I'm seeing something which is not appropriate, then I have to go and report that. So that is the culture that should build actually a sustainable culture, sustainable security culture for an organization. And the next question which did you basically ask, then why does we require a security culture?
Yeah, so why is it important?
Why it is important. So the primary answer I would say for this is basically, and we know it all, we know this answer very well, because in any system you talk, in any organization, human is the weakest link. So whatever computer system you put in, they never do work wrong. So it's human who do the wrong things. It's human who receive an email. It's human who click on that, and it's human that who does the wrong thing. So keeping that simple scenario in the mind, you have to build that culture in your organization, and without that, I think you cannot sustain. Nowadays it's so cybersecurity infrastructure landscape, it's so dynamic that if you do not have a sustainable culture in your organization, you cannot sustain. Simply you cannot sustain. People will behind you. So you have to build the security culture. Yeah,
I actually love when you say that, because at the beginning I mentioned that at Secure Code Warrior we say that we are a championing change by putting humans at the heart of secure coding. And you've mentioned a few times the human element is very important in creating and building a security aware culture in an organization. Now, Lokesh, what I want to ask you is, obviously through this journey, there are stakeholders that you need to come on board and support you, right, in championing these changes and championing on how to build the security aware culture. Who are these stakeholders, and what's in it for them to support such initiative that you are driving?
Yeah. So I would start saying, there is a saying in cybersecurity or in corporate that, uh, especially in cybersecurity, the security belongs to everyone. Okay.
Right.
So when I say security belongs to everyone, and especially when we are trying to building a culture where we are, we want to make sure that everyone from, down to top, everyone should aware about my
Right.
security, what my business is, what my objective is, and how my security level and my, the competencies and all. So when I talk about stakeholders, so it should be top to down approach. My
Mm-hmm.
CEO, my CISO, my CRO, my CIO, all C-level executive, they should have the fantastic buy-in in the security program. They should have a
Right.
thorough understanding that what security team is doing, what they are trying to protect. They are trying to protect the business only. It's not the job only security team. It's not the only job of CISO. So we should
Right.
have a great buy-in of the business leadership, the CRO, CIO, and the CEO, and the managing
Mm-hmm.
the board board of director as well. So if we start from there, and if they have a good trust, and they have a good, again, a reiterating, but if they have a good buy-in in that what you are trying to build in, what culture that you are trying to bring in an organization, I think
Mm-hmm.
you cannot there is no reason that you cannot make a strong foundation and strong security culture in your organization. So I would start saying that you should have a the good buy-in of the top management, and then
Right.
top to
Right.
down everyone should have aware about your security, the policies, and the culture.
Very good points there. Now, now that we identify the stakeholders, now that we know who are important to bring this to success, let's talk about success. What are the key ingredients for success? One, for sure, we identified is having the right stakeholders to support you. But is there anything else that we need to consider? The ingredients for making sure that we attain success?
There are some core values and there are some technological value that we need to put in when we are talking about building a strong security culture. So let's
Mm-hmm.
first start with the moral values. The first, determination, discipline, and dedication. So these three things, if you have, and if you start with all these three things, I think yes, you can build anything. I mean, you can build a ship in very little time. These three things. When we talk about the technological, see, right technology, and keeping your business objective in your mind whenever you are building, whenever you are putting, whenever you are deploying any new technology, you have to bring your business objective in the center, that what you are trying to do, what your business and what you are trying to protect. So if you have that mindset, and if you have that picture clear, whatever that you are trying in terms of technology, then I think that's the main key ingredients to build any culture or any program success.
Interesting insights there.
Mm,
Now, obviously, when we talk about the ingredients for success,
mm,
it's also important to talk about what are the common pitfalls, what are the
mm,
common red flags,
mm,
what are the learnings that throughout your career, Dukesh,
uh,
you've identified that these are the learnings, these are the common
uh.
pitfalls, and these are the red flags that you need to watch out when promoting or in creating a security aware culture.
Indeed, I was waiting for this question that you ask for the success, but you are not asking what are the challenges that
We,
people are basically facing. Yes, there are numerous challenges. Basically, when you are
right.
trying to build a culture, when you are trying to change the mindset of the people, when the people joined you, they joined that this company is the phenomenal. I mean, this company is incredible. But when you put security on them, because security required some discipline, you cannot do security without discipline. So it required some discipline, and people do not want to be in discipline most of the time. This is what I observe. So the major pitfall that I have seen, Raygan, in throughout my career, and whenever I try to start these kind of initiative or any sort of which can protect the organization, basically the support from the people and the process and technology. So first of all, you have to buy in, you have to get people in your trust that yes, this is the objective and this is what we're trying to do. Because what
Right.
organization and business thinks that cyber security or information security is a hurdle in their success. because they are putting in a barrier in whatever they are trying to do. They want a vanilla road, whereas we want every checks and bit in every place. So buy-in of the leadership, buy-in of the business is very much important, and that is where you stuck most of the time, because there they takes hell lot of time to provide that
Mm-hmm.
their approval, their go ahead and all. So that's the major pitfall. Then when it comes to the process, building a new process and then incorporating in your existing policies, that is also one of the very big challenge, because when you are building a new process, and especially when you are trying to build a new culture where people are not used to, so bring that process in place. I think that's again getting a yes to that process is again a major pitfall. And then the third part is people. You have to train them, you have to bring them on that platform, that yes, they understood the threats, they understand the risk also, what could be the impact if I will do this wrongly or insecurely. So you have to change the
Right.
nature of the people also. So these are the main pitfall, basically the people wise, process wise, and technology wise. You can bring no I mean some hardware or software or some platform which is not suited to your organization, then again it's a very big pitfall. And that it takes a lot of time to bring a new software or new technology, because the purchasing process again is very long. So that's the major pitfall, and in that duration you are on a blank, you are sort of in a blank, you cannot do anything. So these are major pitfall. And now the next question here would be, which I am anticipating, Raygan, that let me just discuss that as well, that how to
Sure.
overcome from these pitfalls, how to overcome from these challenges, to make sure that okay, challenges would be there, but how to make sure that your program should be on the success, your program should be mature and sustained. So
Right.
again, your right approach, communication on each and every step, and prove them. I mean, whatever you are doing, prove them that yes, this is what I'm doing, and this is the profit, or this is the right thing that is going to happen with your organization. So like this, if you will approach, and if you keep them in trust in all these steps, I think that will build a great the trust in your leadership and in your IT enablement team or in your support team as well, and they will support you. And that is actually a mantra to get your program on a success. If you will train your people not on a boring way, but if you will train them in a very fun way, or if you will put some rewarding program also for them, that yes, if you will report some incident, if you will report some phishing email, or if you will
Right.
help us to understand or identify some security loophole, we will reward you. So if you will put these kind of the initiative to the people part, I think your culture, you are going to build a very strong security culture.
I'm loving all these points that you're sharing because it resonates very
Mm,
well to me and to us at Secure Code
mm,
Warrior when you talk about training, enabling, and making it fun and interactive, not boring.
mm,
It does resonate very well. Now, let's talk about when you started talking about process,
mm,
right? Let's talk about moving from reaction
mm,
to prevention.
mm.
Can, can, can you tell us a bit more about that in building a security aware culture and building this process, designing this process? How do one move from reaction to prevention?
So as I said, Reagan, you're a very critical question and very valid also. The moving from reaction to prevention. Reaction means, I mean, something happened and then you are putting your, the brain and mind and your all the efforts behind that. And prevention means, I mean, it could be a proactive as well. The prevention means you are stopping someone to happen. You're stopping some bad thing to happen. So in that case, your culture and your efforts that you are trying to build in there, I think that can make sure that yes, I'm building a preventive culture which will help me to move from reactive to preventive. So there are certain the steps and trips tips, I would say, that can organization or can be implemented or can be adopted to build that from reaction to preventive. So first thing, as I started saying that security is everyone's responsibility. It should
Right.
from top to down. So no one should think that, yes, I am CEO, I'm the boss, I will not take care of, I will not bother about security. You go and it's your job. No, it's not only the
That's true.
security job, team job. So it is a job from CEO to analyst to L1. So that mindset has to change. Now, the second point, that you have to build your security policy accordingly. Your security policy should not be a forced thing to your employees. You have to build your policy in such a way that, yes, they bring you, they bring the almost the unbreakable systems stuff, but at the same time, they should be flexible also. They should be flexible also, that people should not take them as a burden on them. They should be, sort of, flexible, the security policy. The third thing, that what an organization can do to achieve the prevention part, is to basically train their employees. When a new guy join in an organization, they have to attend some mandatory training, and you know how boring they are. Tell me the truth, how boring they are. So you have to make those training fun. People should, feeling, and people should be, excited to complete and join those trainings, especially cybersecurity
Absolutely.
training. They should be getting some sort of, practical exposure, as well as some, something to do as well, that yes, I'm going to attend my cybersecurity mandatory training. They should feel excited when they are doing cybersecurity training. So
Absolutely.
from boring to fun, that is also one thing that we have to change in our this thing. So the next thing, and as I said, reward. If I'm, reporting an phishing email, if I'm reporting an incident, if I find some loophole in my security program, in my platform, my software of my organization, I should go and report to my cybersecurity team. I should get some appreciation, I should get some reward. That should be there. People will feel excited after that. I mean, oh my god, I found this, let me go and report to my security team.
Right. Right.
This will also bring the competencies also, competitions also, that people will try to find the lacunas, loopholes in the securities and all. They will go and, tell the security team. It will help security team, and it will help in building the prevention part. People will not unnecessarily click on the emails and everything. That is one thing. Yeah, I think these are, fair points. I think if we, bring and foster all these kind of, the initiative and steps in our organization, I think certainly an organization can very well move from reaction to prevention.
Very well said there. And thank you for sharing those insights with us, Lokesh. Now, we've reached the end of our chat, and I want to ask you any final message to or advice to others that are going through this journey that you've learned throughout your career.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Raygan and team, for giving me this opportunity first of all, and just so that I can share my views on the culture and cybersecurity. It was a pleasure talking to you guys, and throughout your team actually helped me to about this the session. Basically, it was incredible. First of all, second thing that I want to give this message. Time is very unprecedented, and it is very unstable time, this COVID time, especially in India. And everybody is working from home, but the threat actor, the risk, cybersecurity risk, they are not taking any sort of risk. So we have to be very careful, we have to be very prompt while we are working from home, and while we are opening any email, any unknown website or this thing, because one wrong opening of any link or email can bring your organization down. So we have to be very very prompt, we have to be very careful while we are handling anything, in especially the unknown emails and the websites. This way we can ensure a good and hygiene into cybersecurity, and this will also help the security team. This will also help the overall organization business as well. So I think just stay safe, stay at home, and just do the hygiene of cybersecurity.
Thank you again, Lokesh. It was great having you, and all the best to you and HCL Technologies.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Raygan.